Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. I'm Kelly. I do tarot readings on K-pop idols and Korean celebrities and all that jazz. If you've been to my channel before, you know that I say this with every reading, that all events in these readings are alleged. Tarot readings are for entertainment purposes only, so take everything with a grain of salt. With all my personality readings, I always do an oracle reading for the personalities first, and then I'll do a little tarot reading after that. So stay tuned if you're curious about what Aespa is like and what they're up to these days, or what's the current energies surrounding them. Oops. So I also have my zodiac cards, so we'll do a little rundown of like keywords that suit their astrology signs. I tried to look them up to the best of my ability. Sometimes I do get faulty information, so if I do have any of their information wrong, please let me know. I do believe I looked up all of the girls' ages too, and they should be of age. I try not to do readings on anyone who is legally still considered a minor in Korea, just out of respect. You know, I wouldn't do a tarot reading on a minor in person, so I'm not gonna do one on the internet either. I'm not taking free requests at the moment. If you do want to get a reading on your favorite idol, or even one for yourself, you can get one at my Ko-fi page, and that is linked in the description of this video. It's linked in the description of every video, so if you change your mind later, that link is always available. So without any further ado, I'll go ahead and get this reading started. The first member we're going to read on is Karina, and I believe she is the leader of the group. Whoa. I think it's just a little early. I'm going to give these one more good shuffle before I start letting cards fly out. Looks like she is an Aries, which is really interesting to me because Aries is the baby of the zodiac, is the first sign. Aries tend to like things, well, to be about them, to put it frankly. An evolved Aries obviously can do more than that, and also everything in the rest of their chart would depend on how, you know, self-focused they are. So we'll see. The cards will tell us. So Karina, let's see who you are. Tell us who you are. These are my Wild Unknown Archetype cards by Kim Krantz. I've been trying to use these more often just because I don't see as many other readers using them, and figure you guys will like some variety. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and pull 6 cards. Figure out where's a good place for me to put my cards. See if they'll sit there. Okay, so we have the Orphan, generally in the positive here. So again, Aries is very kind of self, like I said, they're very focused on themselves generally. So you know, the card here says they're active, self-starting, daring, fierce, assertive, fiery, exhilarating, innocent, can be bossy, courageous, selfish, macho, impulsive, argumentative, and competitive. Aries also very much love to win. Very, very driven individuals usually. So yeah, so the Orphan in the very positive aspects can mean, like, again, you're not really reliant on other people. You're very self-motivated. You also are like, have good self-esteem, you're self-reliant, just confident, right? Very confident, get out, go get 'em attitude. Not always much of a team player, but definitely confident what you can do, or what she can do, right? She's very confident in what she is capable of. So I think she's definitely the type that definitely likes attention, you know, for obviously her talents, you know, wants to show people how good she is. So I think that'll be something we see her fight for. And then we have the Temple, a bit more evenly dispersed between shadow and light, which means they are friendly. They are like, again, this speaks on being confident. I don't know why today I cannot talk. It's like I keep running out of air. Feeling like spiritually grounded is a good way to say it, but sometimes it can be a little overly so in the aspects. They can be kind of judgmental towards other people. They can feel, I don't know, like they're better than other people. They have a tendency to feel like they're better than other people. You know, personality readings are going to give you the good and the bad, folks. They're not going to just be positive. So if you're only looking for kind words, might not be the video for you. I try to just be as honest as I can with what I see in the cards. So you're going to get, you know, how the cards land is how they land. So then we have the Unseen, mostly in the positive. Just says that that they do have an empathetic side. They can be like very sympathetic, understanding when they want to be, when they choose to be, right? The Unseen in a way is saying like, this isn't their outward personality. This is something like you would have to really be their friend. They're not gonna like put that. It's almost like they don't want to show a weakness. Like they almost want to appear a little more tough on the outside, and then they're kind of like soft and sweet, you know, when you get to know them. But yeah, it's definitely something they hide from people when you first get to know them. Yeah, I just don't think she likes to appear I just don't think she wants to appear naive. That's what I'm looking for. She doesn't want to appear naive. I think she knows she's in a big company. She's going to have a lot of people trying to like take advantage of her. A lot of people are going to, you know, approach her and try to get, you know, when you're in this business, once you're famous, everybody wants something from you. Something, you know. Family you didn't know you had comes up and wants money. The company wants your time. You know, if you're a woman, you're gonna get approached by men for all kinds of reasons. You know, the opposite sex, the same sex, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're just gonna get all of the attention. Like, all the eyes are gonna be on her. So she doesn't want to appear overly helpful, overly eager. She kind of wants to keep that bit of distance between her and people she doesn't know very well. Which actually leads right into this Forest card in Shadow, is saying that she might actually have a bit of paranoia, either from what she's been told or just from the way, you know, it can be very intimidating to be from a big company. Maybe what she's seen happen to other people, that there's like a bit of an intimidation, a bit, again, fearful, you know, paranoid. And it could be she wants to appear like she has a persona in her mind that she wants people to see when they see her or when they look at her. You know, because this reading is definitely more about her than like what the company wants from her. So they could be in agreement on this persona. It could just be that her working within the restraints, but it's definitely like what she wants as well, that she doesn't want people to think she's the type that can be taken advantage of. Like, it seems really, really important to her and really, really scary for her if people see her as weak. So then we have the Mountain, mostly in light, which means pretty grounded, pretty steadfast especially. It says uplifting as well, but with her Aries nature, I think this is definitely more about like her feeling like she's got the position she has because she's earned it, because she feels she's worked so very hard for it. Like, no one is taking this away from her. And, you know, in her personality, like, this is like, it's mine, it's permanent, right? Like, this is for her something she's probably been working for her whole life so far, but I feel like for her, she has very big dreams. And I got a lot of eagerness when I did their past readings for them, which I will link in this video. But yeah, I feel like very much like this is the path that she wants and no one's taking it from her, and she's just getting started. Like, I think she wants to be a big star. So she's like sinking, you know, her heels in, like getting ready to, or doing whatever she can to be in the spotlight for a long time. It's very much what she wants. And then we have the Vessel, which is, you know, stable, strong, can be a deep thinker, you know. We haven't seen a lot about her emotional state in this reading, but yeah, she can be someone who is more cerebral, who is well studied. I'm not, you know, I don't know that much about Aespa to tell you if I've seen it. This card is definitely telling me that, like, again, she's like a rock. Like, once she gets what she wants, like, you're not prying it out of her hands. And just like emotionally too, like once she feels a certain way, you're not really moving her off of it. Like, she's definitely, there's a stubbornness to her, and it is good for her career. I don't know how good it will be for all of her friendships. But I feel like, especially right now, we're seeing that I don't think she's here to make friends. I think she's very much here to be a star. Like, she fought for this, she wants this, and this is what she's gonna do. And no one's, like I said, I feel like that no one is taking that away from her. Like, that's coming through so strong for her. So with that said, let's go ahead and get on to the next one. The next girl is Giselle, and she is a Scorpio. So we'll go ahead and pull 6 cards for Giselle. Okay. So, for Scorpio, we got transformative, intense, passionate, secretive, thorough, obsessive, deep, eternal, resourceful, mysterious, regenerative, compulsive, destructive, and manipulative. These cards give, you know, pros and cons. So, and also, like I said, with Karina, like the rest of the chart will affect these. These are just generally speaking for a sun sign. So we have the Destroyer, and I always get these for like super competitive people. So Karina already being an Aries was really competitive, and now we're seeing Giselle. It seems wow. Giselle seems to also be super competitive. The thing is she's got Destroyer in the shadow aspect, which means she has like a self-destructive vibe. Also, that she may have a hard time creating things yet on her own. She may not know where to start, or she may just not have the motivation to start when it comes to personal projects. Which is maybe why she's really good in a group, because she's more of a supportive role in that aspect. But it does seem like she either is really hard on herself, or she has tendencies to push too hard sometimes. If she's pushing herself without sleep, without eating, she just has to be really careful that she's not hurting herself long term in some of these choices, because I think she, again, due to competitiveness, due to wanting to live up to people's expectations, she may not treat herself as kindly as she should. And then we have the Starborn, and we have it in both kind of positive and negative. So again, this is like a really bright, sparkling personality. She may be really charming, and she also may feel a bit indecisive about where she wants to go long term, but she feels, she does see that there's many paths open for her, and so she's not going to feel unable to do any of those things. The thing is because she sees a lot of paths, it also may make her really indecisive. Again, we saw that it's hard for her maybe to choose, and so indecisiveness may be just a strong part of her personality. You know, she knows she's good at a lot of things, but pinning which one down she wants to, you know, pursue, you know, if she wants to pursue being, you know, a strong singer, an actress, a model, you know, there's all these things she can do, and it's just like no strong pull into any of them, or pulled into all of them, right? So she's still at a point in her life where she hasn't made those decisions yet, and she's not sure. So, and she could be at a point too where she wants to try a little bit of everything before she makes that decisions. You know, the world is hers, we're just living in it right now, right? So we'll see. We have the medallion, mostly in the light. Oops. Which is traditional, protective, honorable. Just, again, I kind of get the feeling she feels like she has a lot of expectations on her, and she's trying to live up to them. I do think she, you know, sees herself as in pretty traditional roles here, that like as a person, she may be one of those that kind of follows what's popular. As far as fashion, she may not be the type that wants to stand out in a bad way, right? By being too edgy or too much of this, too much of that, right? Like I think she really likes to, like, again, live up to what people expect of her, and what is like just the general mean, like the cultural expectation of what a girl her age should look like, should be, should act like, right? She may have familial pressures as well to be more, fit a more traditional role, and not go against the grain too much in any way. And then we have the animal, but we have a lot of it in the shadow. So it's like pent up emotions, and it's like when she may be prone to holding in so much that it finally overflows and spills out in kind of a bad way. She doesn't know what to do with those emotions because she's trying to just push them away, right? She may not have a good way of coping with things yet. She may just get easily overwhelmed, and it can be kind of bad for the people that are around her if she doesn't find a way to deal or talk through those emotions. We have, again, the temple and the orphan both. So, again, I do feel like the temple here is leaning on a religious family. I feel like she may come from a very religious background. You know, I mean, I think she is herself also religious, but feeling more like the pressure that that's where she came from. So, and like, again, she doesn't want to rock the boat. She doesn't want to appear, you know, negatively to anyone. So I think she is very active in her church or with her family, appearing very religious. Like she's not trying to upset any of that. And then I have the orphan again. So this one is interesting because I don't think she has it's not that I don't think she has a clear sense of who she is, but I don't feel like she feels like who she is goes against what people tell her she is, if that makes any sense. But I do think she's like a bit of a romantic. I do think she has a lot to offer people. I think she does. Is she, like, again, this traditional aspect? She really just wants to find her person, get married, live that traditional kind of quiet life, private life. I think she's in love with the idea of love. I'm just scared she will have a reckoning one day where she'll wake up and realize she's what everybody else wanted her to be, and she never took the time to realize who she actually wants to be. I'm kind of worried that will happen for her eventually. But in the meantime, you know, she's young yet. She's got a lot of time to figure out who she is and what she wants. I think she's the type of personality that may put it off a little longer than maybe is necessary for her. But I do think she's really looking, she wants to find the one, her soulmate, and have that like really traditional married life. Like for her, that comes through pretty strong. Again, this has a bit of like a religious overtone to me with the snake and the flower and kind of that imagery. So I think she'll feel like that's supposed to complete her. And it may be that when she does all this and she finds out it doesn't complete you, you still have to know yourself and love yourself. She's going to have to deal with that eventually. But she's not there yet, you know? So I think she's still building her confidence. She's still figuring out her true career path long term, where she wants to focus herself, and she hasn't done that yet. So she's got a bit to work on. That's really coming through is her, and then maybe why it's coming through is that maybe she wants to work on herself. Maybe she is working on herself, you know, but she's not there yet. So then we have Winter, who is our Capricorn. So she seems like our more studious one here. Actually, if any of them have a clear life path already planned out for themselves, she's the most likely of them all too, with a Capricorn zodiac sign. She may not know how she's gonna get there, you know, but she definitely knows what she wants to do, you know, and like anybody else, that could also change later with experience. But for now, it seems like she's going to be very driven on her path. And along with like an Aries, she's gonna have a lot of self-confidence usually. We'll see. Throwing cards everywhere. Okay, let's go Winter. So for Winter, we have Gnosis, which again is like a deep knowing of self. Actually, let me go ahead and read you your Capricorn keywords. The boss, serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, traditional, wise, accomplished, majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, reserved, rigid, and disciplined. And so again, Gnosis is talking about she probably seems a little older than she is, because she has a pretty good understanding of herself, what she wants, where she wants to go in life, how she's going to get there. Well, she probably is well read. She researches this thing. She probably, I don't know why, but it's coming to me like she has family also in the business, I feel. So I think she has the right people to talk to figure out how to get to where she wants to go. Yeah, I really won't be surprised if she's related to other people in the industry. Maybe they're not idols. Maybe they're in other aspects, hosts or comedians or something like that. But I definitely think she knows people who are in the entertainment business and has grown up alongside some of them. I have the Maiden and the Shadow, which she may be prone to like flights of fancy. She's really prepared. She really thinks, not thinks, but she knows what she wants to do. But she might be prone to wanting too much, overdoing it, thinking she can have it all. It might be because either that's how she's been raised, that they kind of enable that for her. But I really do feel like, it's a little bit of a greediness, but it's more of like a naivety, that thinking that she would have the time and the energy to do all of these things. And I think she's going to find out that that's not the case, but she's not ready to admit that to herself. So there's a little bit of a denial or a bit of delusion there, where she thinks she's really going to be able to, you know, be an idol, run my business, travel all over the world, you know, have children. Like, I think she wants it all, and she's gonna have to pick and choose a little bit. She's gonna have to trim it down to more realistic expectations. But right now, I do think she's working really, really hard on like her step one of the plan. Like, there's a plan and this is step one, but she'll realize she gets to step two, step three, her hands are gonna be very, very full. She's probably got 10 steps and she's gonna have to cut it off at 5, if you know what I'm talking about. So then we have the tear. So this means she's actually pretty emotional. She may be really sensitive and may be really easy to hurt her feelings. But also, I think in a musical standpoint, she's probably really good at emoting herself, putting that emotion into her songs, into her voice, into her performance. Probably if she's into acting, she will be very good at acting and connecting with those emotions and connecting with the public. I think that's something that's innate with her. Again, probably because she's been practicing from a very, very young age. And again, maybe the family that she has around her has also been kind of training her on the side, I feel. But yeah, she's very good at connecting with her emotions. Like I said, maybe to the point that leads her into so much fantasy, because she's easily able to like live in that role play space, right? That fantasizing space of where you want to be. You picture it almost too good. You're living in your mind almost. And then we have the apocalypsis. You know, this can be a bit defeatist. This is really an interesting one to come up for her, because a lot of it feels like she already feels like she's on her path, like she knows where she's going. So I just hope this isn't saying that, like, if she hits an obstacle, that her emotions may, like, it may hit her harder than it, you know, it really is. Like, she may feel like she's got it made so easily, and like I said, she's already living in some space in her mind instead of not actually being there yet. And if she hits a roadblock or she stumbles, it may be like really, really, really played up in her mind. I just feel like reality doesn't hit her, it like knocks her out. Like, so I think if she runs into a scandal or she has haters, like, again, I think she's really sensitive, and she's possibly living in this space in her mind where everyone already loves her, and then she finds out that's not the case. It may just really, really hurt her, like really deeply, more than really someone in the entertainment industry should. So that may be something she actually needs to work on, that a way to not take trolls or netizens or whatever too much to heart. She may be just like so much of a big softie that it's hard for her. It's harder for her. And if she does get embarrassed in public, you know, you live your life on camera, you're gonna have your embarrassing moments out there too, and that may be something that's like really hard for her. We have the flame, mostly in the light, but a little bit of the shadow as well. So it means like she's more health conscious, she's more in touch with how to, again, like well planned to get the results she wants. So she understands how to eat more healthy or exercise. She may be more motivated to exercise and do well with her body, treat her body well. Like, you know, where we were talking about Giselle may be more prone to overexerting herself. I think Winter, right? We're doing Winter? Yes. Winter is better at managing herself, like her body, her food, her sleep, her, like I said, the things she's in control of, she's good with. It's the things she's out of control, the things that are not within her control, that really hurt her. But when she can control for herself, she's great. I think she's very reliable to, like I said, just manage herself, manage her time, manage all of that good stuff. Like, again, the dark side of the flame is dark thoughts. It's about, like I said, when things don't go your way, you really like sit and let it fester instead of like using it as motivation and a lesson to learn from. She might really takes those hits hard. And then we have the kiss. So She does have a warm disposition. Again, like, I think she's prone to being very emotional, being very connected. I think that leans in with her friends and her possible future lovers and all that stuff. She's going to be very deeply connected with people. I think she connects very quickly, very easily. Worried about possibly building up relationships in her mind to be more than they are, but for the most part, she's very, very good at just connecting with people and having people care about her and caring about those people and being there for them and all that good stuff. She just seems very sincere in her caring and openness with other people. So that's what I have for winter. Now for NingNing, there was a little bit of unclarity with her natal chart. I'm gonna go ahead and just say she's on the cusp of Libra Scorpio, because when I drew her chart she was a Libra, but she's listed as Scorpio, I believe, for a lot of places on the internet. So I'm just gonna give her, when you're on the cusp, you really have traits of both. And there's a lot of other idols that come up with like 29 degrees. Like, your zodiac sign is like broken up into what they call decans, and there's 1 through 30, 1 being the closest to one side, 30 being the closest to the other, and you're born within those degrees of 1 through 30. So she's like 29 degrees of Libra in the chart I have, if that's correct. But it still means she's very much on the cusp, and she's gonna have traits of both signs. So let me go ahead and get our cards ready, and then I'll read you a little bit of Libra here, since we just read Scorpio not that long ago. If you're curious about Scorpio, you can run back to Giselle's reading. I read the Scorpio card at the very beginning of hers, and I'll have the timestamps in the description here, so if you're looking for it, it will be very easy for you to find. So NingNing, who is quickly becoming my favorite member because I think she's super cute. I'm very casual with Aespa. I don't know that much. I mean, I haven't watched that much content from them yet. I watched their music videos, and that's about it. So, again, I've done a couple readings, I think, on Aespa now, and I am really curious. I feel like they were either supposed to have a 5th, or they may still yet have a 5th member come join them. There's like a 5th girl whose energy is around them a lot. If she's not in the group, she's still very good friends with them. So, if anybody has information on that, I'm very, very curious on that too. Okay, let's go, NingNing. Let's go. Okay. So we have Libra, who is harmonious, cooperative, balanced, socially aware, artistic, people-pleasing, fair, idealistic, aesthetic, aspirational, graceful, considerate, indecisive, judgmental, and flattering. So Libras tend to be people pleasers. They fight for social justice. They like to see things be fair. They also like to see people get what's coming to them, both good and bad. So let's see the animal. And we have a kind of equal parts light and shadow here. So she seems like maybe out of all the girls, she's the most outdoorsy. She might be the most sporty, the most athletic. She's got a lot of like energy. Like, just seems like she's always doing something. But it might be that because she's kind of out doing things, she may be the most like emotionally like distant of the girls. If her interests are very different from the other girls, it may be part of what doesn't keep her quite as close to them as maybe the other 3 are with each other. I kind of feel like, among other things, she's got a bit of distance and a way to go with getting close, and it seems like a part of her personality is like, it's an easy escape for her. It's like, okay, well, I feel awkward with them, so I'm just gonna go outside and go do some stuff on my own, so I don't have to worry about it. Like, so it may be good and bad for her. You know, it helps her maintain her image and things she's working on, but it may work against her with building relationships with people and like working on, you know, cultural things she's still learning. So I just see it like it's good and bad for her. There was another reading, was it SF9 I was doing, where one of the guys was like, that was his thing, he was like going out taking walks all the time because he didn't want to deal. But she's also like that too, if like there's too much chaos in the house, she's like, okay, I'm out, I'm gonna go take a walk, see y'all later. We have Eros. So this is very much in the shadow. This means a little, I don't want to say boy crazy because I don't like being so gender specific, but like definitely likes to play the field. I think they're very flirtatious, definitely likes attention from people they are interested in. Could be a little jealous and possessive though. May lead to problems because they're talking to like too many people at once. Like disloyalty may be an issue, but at the same time she's young and gorgeous, and I'm not angry. I'm not hating, so but it's like, yeah, I see a little bit of that, like likes the spotlight from romantic interests, or likes the fact that being in the spotlight makes them popular with you know, romantic interests, that kind of thing. I have also the crone in the shadow, which is can be isolated, ostracized, a little bit bitter. I just feel like communication, probably for obvious reasons, is not necessarily their strong suit. So they feel distant, and then they feel awkward or bitter about it, and they then are even more ostracized, even more distant. So it's this cycle that they kind of need to break, and it's just like a maturity thing. I think the older she gets, the more mature she is, the less she's like embarrassed by what she doesn't know or doesn't understand, the less she's embarrassed by that, the more, obviously the more she'll get over it then. So that's a time thing, but again, I got this vengeful bit, this like jealous bit, which kind of leads into this too. So could be based in her insecurities. And then I have the eternal child. So again, we're having a little bit of like immaturity issues here. So joyful, playful, really gets along, really, really popular, really, really charismatic. Might be a little selfish, might be a little, like I said, not good with communication, not good with sharing. Like probably comes across as a very positive person because, you know, she knows how to make friends when she's laughing and smiling, and she knows that's like attractive to people, so she uses that. But then when it comes to making that deep connection, she kind of starts to fumble. So it's like she knows how to make people like her, she doesn't know how to keep people liking her. And then we have the forest, which actually is perfect for her because I always see it's like it's exploration, adventure, wanderer, like the people that get out, see the world, experience things very far from home. But there's always this like little bit of them that's like closed off and scared from what they don't know. It's like they're just never quite fully able to like live in the moment and take in things that are around them. They're always like just a little bit fearful of, you know, just like, again, I don't know if it's insecurity, scared of feeling embarrassed, scared of looking bad or looking weak or something, but it's more like sometimes the bigger the world is for you, the more isolated you feel. So I think she has to deal with figuring out that balance of being far from home. It's just that, like, again, we're talking about some of this isolation, this ostracized, this is also speaking on that, but in the way that it's like she's out and she's traveling, and she's going to do a lot more traveling. She's definitely not done, and she definitely wants to see more of the world, but she needs to learn how to let it affect her a little bit more. She needs to open up to that world a little bit more. I think she's scared of losing herself or losing her integrity in some kind of way. And again, we have the vision in shadow, which talks about being a bit paranoid, being a bit too strict with yourself, but also being scared of being a leader, like having leadership qualities but too scared to use them. She maybe doesn't know how to do it without coming off too aggressive, or she's scared to come off as too aggressive, or she doesn't feel like she deserves it for some reason. But again, you know, it could lead back to this like playful, youthful, juvenile kind of quality she has, where at least she's self-aware enough to know maybe she's not ready for that level of responsibility yet. But I do think she would if she was a little bit more open. You know, a lot of her stuff is vicious cycle because she doesn't know how to communicate her feelings or her fears well enough yet. So there's just that she needs to kind of just work on that. And again, these are all things that come with time. She's got plenty of that. So she'll get there. She just is not there yet. So that's all 4 of the girls. So I'm going to get my tarot cards out and we're going to do a little reading and see what their current energies are. This is my Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel and Rebecca Campbell, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's Rebecca Campbell who is the other person who helped make this deck. But it could have been Danielle Noel all on her own. Let me just check. Maybe it is just Danielle Noel. For some reason I was thinking Rebecca Campbell was also involved, but maybe that's just my bad memory. Okay, which I do have an absolutely terrible memory, so sorry about that, y'all. But this is a very divine feminine deck, so I thought it'd be really good for an all-girl group. So we'll see what is going on with Aespa right now. How are they feeling right now? What are the current energies right now? We got the 2 of Pentacles, which is about finding balance, working together. Let's see when I get some more cards, how, if that's in a positive or, whoops, negative way. Okay, let's get some more cards on the table. Again, there's some isolation here. I don't know if that's to do with NingNing or if that's a whole group thing. Okay, so yeah, 2 of Pentacles, again, that can be working with each other, but it also just kind of feels like to me that they're busy. I do think they're having a comeback soon. I thought I heard that they're announcing a comeback or that they're getting ready for a comeback. So it could be why they're feeling a bit isolated, a bit cut off, just because like they're working so much. The 4 of Wands, though, is kind of like they're away from home, like they're feeling a bit unstable. So the Moonchild card really is, number 1, it's unique to this deck, but number 2, it talks about like the ebb and flow of your feelings. So it's like they feel like they're being pulled kind of in a lot of different directions, but it's like, you know, we're relating to the phases of the moon here. It's all for a reason. It's all for something to manifest itself. So again, this could just be like, again, them working really hard, even though they're feeling kind of left out. They're feeling like a little bit unstable. They know it's for a reason. And somehow this really, again, with the moon card, it makes me feel like the 4 of Wands means like they're not sleeping, like for some reason. And it's also the 4 as well. Like they're feeling just really tired and run down. Now the 7 of Swords makes me worry a little bit, especially when we have these 2 cards following it. There is, it seems, some distrust between a couple people. The King of Pentacles makes me feel like, obviously, like this could be someone who's financially in charge of them. Like they're not feeling very respected or not treated very well. And the Queen of Swords also is someone who can be like very strict. So I might pull some clarifier cards on these two to see who these people are, but it definitely feels like two kinds of people that could be making things like difficult. It could just be that they're very vocal about what's happening right now with this. So the Hanged Man is definitely about having to change your expectations. Temperance in reverse. So it's like we have the two here trying to find like our balance, but the Temperance is telling me that it's because it's missing. Again, I'm seeing twos and fours, and the Emperor also in reverse is like there's a structure not in place to back them up right now. Because like the Temperance could easily be referencing kind of like this pre-comeback chaos, but the Emperor also being reversed is showing me that they are feeling unsupported, and that's probably why we're getting this here, this deceit. I don't know if it's because people that are in charge of them are not supporting them in the way they should be supporting them, with them working really, really hard. Also, it makes me feel like there could be some like really last minute changes in this comeback or like this project that they're currently working on, that this person has come now with changes and it's throwing everything off. I'm also getting just like strong messages of like someone's behind schedule. Something is messing them up and it's behind schedule and they're really not happy about it. Like they feel like it's almost like this person feels like they're gonna get the blame even though they're not in charge of this. Like they're not really in charge of any of this, but it's gonna come back and make them look bad. Maybe they're scared the fans won't like it if it's not in completion, or like, again, they'll catch the worst of the critique for someone else not doing their job. It kind of feels very much that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these clarifiers for these two cards. I feel like this is our person who is very, very strict, making them feel bad, but there's also this King of Pentacles who's supposed to be the one that's the one that's financing this whole ordeal. And why is he showing up? So who is this King of Pentacles? Why are they here? Ten of Swords. Likely one of the people who has not done what they're supposed to do. Is this again another issue with like okay. Let me pull one more for this person, and then I'll say what I think this is. Who is this Queen of Swords? What is this Queen of Swords here? Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. I feel like this concept, I feel like this happened in the past, but now it's happening again, and they're really unhappy. But comeback was meant to go another direction, and there was like money already spent on that. And when it was changed, it's like their budget to start again is much smaller than what it would have been. So I think there are fears that it's going to look bad or look cheap or just not live up to expectations, because someone in charge failed at their job, and now this person is like, no, I'm not giving you more money. I'm not handing anything else out. You had it, you spent it, that's not my problem. again, like obviously the girls are not in charge of this, but they feel like they're the victims of this because someone screwed up. Again, I don't know if it was supposed to be like a brand deal. A lot of times brands help finance a comeback because they'll like sponsor with their products. There'll be like product placement, you know, or they'll have like their clothes in the video, and it's like someone backed out. Someone said, oh, I don't like this. I don't want to be involved in this. For whatever reason, the finances pulled out, and this person who is probably in charge of the company has said, well, we're not giving you any more money. We work with whatever you got. So I think there's just a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear. And like I said, this is about having to change your expectations greatly. And I think they feel like now they cannot count on the company. They cannot count on the business model that was made for them. I just don't know if this has to do with their whole like AI avatar concept, if like a lot of money was spent on that and now they're deciding not to go forward with that and the budget is just gone. I don't know. It's really tough to suss out exactly what that issue is, but there's a big change in something they were planning. They're not happy with it, or they feel like they're going to get punished for it. And that when they've already worked so hard at it, it just seems like a very, very big disappointment. I kind of want to pull, I kind of want to pull a few oracle cards because I just feel like there's more to the story. Let's see what last bits we can get. I'm going to use my Wisdom of the Oracle from Colette Baron Reed. But yeah, there's definitely more here, but I do feel like there's a big upset. Someone with financing or somebody that was in charge of spending the money mishandled something or backed out completely. Like I said, there may be someone in here that's making the girls feel like it's their fault when it isn't. Like, you didn't sell this enough. You didn't talk about this enough. I don't know. But it definitely seems like there's been a big change. Excuse me. Okay. The Fates. Yeah, it feels like it's very much out of their hands. They didn't have anything to do with it. There was this big push. I do think, though, in the end, the final product will not be as bad as they're feeling like it will. Like, I think they're scared it will be bad, but I don't know. The universe is looking out for them. The universe is totally looking out for them because it's going to make them create, like I said, I don't know if it's going to push them in an entirely different direction than they planned, but like I said, serendipity is about things aligning with what's going on in the world or the universe, whatever. Like, just so happens you put this out and that it became like a trend. Like, they're gonna unintentionally ride a trend. Like, it'll be just something that, like, again, it was serendipity. They didn't plan it. No one could have planned it, but it's going to fall right in line with, it's like the universe is going to give them that added push that they needed in the end. So if the video looks minimal, it'll suddenly be like, that's the wave. The minimal's popular right now, so it worked for them in the end, right? Like, something like that. Did you kick the AI out? Well, guess what? AI is out of fashion now. Like, I don't know exactly, but it's something along those lines where it's like, whatever you guys ended up having to do, it's gonna work because it's gonna just happen to fall in line with what's going on, what's the trend right now. And again, it's gonna breathe like new life. It's going to actually be a lot more popular and a lot more, what's the word? It's gonna set a much clearer path for these girls, I think, than they've had so far. Even though they were I still feel like there's an aspect that they feel they're punished behind the scenes about it having to change, but I feel like on the outside for us, it's still going to be successful. It's still going to do well. It's still going to push them in this new direction, a better direction. I think in the end it'll actually be something much more successful for them than the old idea was going to be anyway. So that's kind of like what I'm getting for them. So we'll see. Hopefully maybe I can get this up in time, just, you know, before their comeback, because I always hate that. It's like, I always do an Aespa reading and then like they make an announcement right before I can get it posted. So we'll see. But that's what I have for Aespa. Thank you for watching this. If you enjoyed this, please leave it a like. If you want me to do a reading for your favorite group, I'll have the link for my Ko-fi page in the description. It's $5. I will read, I'll do whatever celebrity reading you want. I'll also do a personal reading for you if you like. I can do private video readings, or I can do an email reading if you so like. Just contact me and we can talk about it. And with that, again, I hope I said at the beginning of this that all readings are for entertainment purposes only, and all events are alleged. So I hope everyone is having a great day. Please take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye.